That's
Let's.
good. People looking to get jobs in Canada, it's hard. Bad, Camilla. Bad right now. Real bad.
Yep.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Almost Real, an honest talk between two friends. My name is Josh. I'm joined by Camilla. I
Uh,
have a sad fact, if you want, I can share.
you
It's
have a
hope. It's
sad
it's hope
fact.
related. It's hope
It's a
related, but
sad fact,
it's
hope
sad.
related.
We can cut it out
Oof.
if it's not, because I told it to some other people and they were like, "Ooh, that's bad." So I recently
Yeah.
learned, and I don't know too much about it. There were scientists who I don't exactly know what they were trying to test, but the basic premise was they took a rat and they put it in some water and they were timing to see how long before it drowned. And the rat stayed afloat and didn't drown for 15 minutes. Treading water, 15 minutes. Then what they did is they put a rat in water, and then after a certain amount of time, they took the rat out of the water, and then they put it back in to see how long it would stay afloat, if it would go longer or shorter. And the rat didn't drown for 60 hours. And the thinking is, sort of the conclusion drawn from this, was that as long as you have hope, the body or the brain can go beyond its limitations so that you can exceed beyond if you have hope. And if you are hopeless, you drown in 15 minutes. And I can relate that to job searching, right?
Ah.
Because as long as you have that shred of hope, you can apply for more jobs. You can go, you won't get beat down as much by the rejection and the difficulty of finding work. Anyway, you wanted
The
to say
the
something
the weirdest.
probably
The
poignant
weird,
and deeply insightful and really just elevating this concept of hope and allowing us to go beyond our limitations. Let's
few notes.
let's get on track and let's talk about how people
Yes.
can get jobs.
Yeah. So first of all, let's discuss networking offline. So where can
Yes.
you go? What can you do?
Oh
Who can you
God.
reach out to? And how to do this networking stuff without going crazy.
Yeah, easiest way I would recommend, and what I do often recommend, is you already have a network. Tap into it. Most people don't tap into their network. Most people don't. There's a stigma around being unemployed or looking for work. They don't want to share that. It feels like it has to be like a singular sole thing. I have to take this on myself. I have to bury this burden, carry this burden on my own.
Yeah, bury this burden
Bury
and
the
stop
burden.
thinking about it.
Yeah, it's not
Because
and start doing the other things. So reach out to the people that you know and go to like community groups, I guess maybe is like kind of the general way of saying it, but take a class. If you're interested in like board games, go to a board game cafe or a board game night or something like that. Meet people there and just start talking, right? Just start talking to people, and it doesn't have to be big, scary, like, oh, I'm looking for a job. Blah, blah. Just you talk and you're like, oh, what do you do? Oh, cool. I'm
Mhm.
not, I'm looking for work right now. If you're, if your company is looking for to hire people, or, oh, that sounds really cool. I'm in a similar field. Maybe we can talk more about that. That's all it
Another
has to
another
be.
way, yeah, another way of saying that, if you are embarrassed of saying like I'm looking for a job, some people are, you can say I'm looking for a new project, or I'm
Yep.
looking for a new opportunity, or I'm looking to a new challenge. You can name it the way you want it. And
Yeah.
usually people when they meet other people, or when they just have a small talk, they might ask you like, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" Or like, "Well, yeah, what profession you're into, like what do you do?" And you can ask that the other person, and the other person would ask you back. And so you won't even be kind of raising the fact that you're looking for a new job. And you don't have to say it in these exact words. As I said, you can just say that you're looking for a new project, opportunity. There are millions of ways of saying that. And yeah, don't forget about reaching out to your friends. You can even look on LinkedIn because everyone has LinkedIn. What your
Yeah.
friends are doing. You sometimes just don't know where they work. Or you have been out of touch with somebody, but you were really great friends back then at school, at the university. You can still reach out to them. Community groups are perfect. Look at your interests. Wonderful. Another option that would be slightly outside of the community, your closest community, is the companies. events. So if
Hmm.
it's a big company, they would usually host lots of things. Either it's, a hackathon or just an open evening, I don't know, or they invite some speakers. They usually do some opportunities to meet with the team
Hmm.
or with people who already work in the field where you want to get into this company. And that's a great way to just chat to people. You don't have to, again, to come to them and say like, "Hey, I'm looking for a job. Would you like to hire me?" No, but just meet, introduce yourself. Basically, make a good impression, which means that you just talk to them in a
Hmm.
nice, polite way. And because you just listened to a talk or you discussed something together, you can also share some thoughts about it. So you don't even have to come up with some ideas of what to talk about, but you just use what you've just heard. And you share some ideas, and people might get interested. And then you can also mention some of, like, oh, I've done that in my previous job, and I'm looking for a new challenge or like a new opportunity. Would be great if we work together one day.
Hmm.
You can just like
Yeah.
add this like as a as some like some spices to the plate. And the person you're talking to, but before if you go to the company event, prepare a little bit. They usually have on their websites or on LinkedIn, you can look for people in the block you want to work
Organization.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, like check out who works on what, who's the team leader, who is the decision maker, or just try to reach out to, or you can just, if you want to feel the vibe in the company, how is it going, you can just chat to anybody. That doesn't really matter who you're going to talk to. But if you want to actually land a job, probably do some research on the people. Who is who's the decision maker, who is in junior positions, who is in the middle, and just like so that you know who you were talking to. Because it's a little bit, you can still mention to anybody that you're looking for a new project, but it would be more useful to mention it to decision makers basically, because they can straightforward invite you for a chat. I once has been on a public talk by one think tank back in Russia, and I didn't want a job there, but I figured out that they were hiring right after the talk. And because I was talking a lot to, as it turned out to be a decision maker, she was like, okay, let's just go for an interview right now. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
sure. And yeah, don't be scared of this because they know that you didn't have any time to prepare. So you will be like, well, you won't be a blank page. But you will tell them what the experience you have because you've been looking for jobs before. You would know like what to say or what to do,
Unless you haven't been looking for jobs before.
unless you haven't. But then you're just lucky and you're just gonna land a job. Easy, job done. Job
No,
done.
no, it's not like that anymore. It's
Don't
crazy
lose,
out here.
don't lose hope.
Yes,
Hope.
right. Don't be a rat.
It can
Uh,
it can be anything. No, seriously. Actually, Josh, I wanted to say like you never know. It's sometimes you just gotta be in the right moment at the right time.
oh,
That's it.
100%. 100%.
So it might work
And
this way as well.
the one thing often I want to touch on that though. One thing that often can happen with that sort of mental thought process of like, oh, I just need to be at the right place at the right time is sort of the inverse, like, well, I have to be lucky to get a job, right? Like it's about
No.
luck. And it's you put yourself in those positions to get the job. You have to go out and you have to do things. And I know it's hard. It's hard right now.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it a lot with the youth that I'm coaching, just getting them to get out of the house, to apply for jobs, to look for work, to speak with people is very difficult. There's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of mental distress sort of around that. And I want to recognize that this is not an easy thing for everyone to do. It's not an easy thing for me to do. I have a lot of difficulty like networking and meeting people, especially in like big corporate settings where it's like this is the thing you're supposed to do because it's not something I've practiced a lot of. Most of my networking is just like through friends or through people I know or acquaintances, right? When I'm doing, hanging out at a board game cafe or I'm doing improv or whatever it is, that's my networking and that's where I'm comfortable with and that's what I try to recommend to other people because I'm an introvert. Now, Camilla, on the other hand, big
I'm an
extrovert,
extrovert.
will
Yeah.
will just rock up to a business she's never heard about and be like, could work here, and just start talking to people and gathering information. And then she's like, I don't like these people. I'm not going to work here, and then leave. Like that's it's just
It
not
has not
that's not how
it
I
has
operate. And I
it
don't
has
think
not been that easy for me either.
there's a
No, that's not
portion of the
true.
world that also doesn't operate like that. But if you do, absolutely more power to you. You're going to be very successful. If you don't operate like that, you got to push your boundaries. You got to
Yeah.
push yourself to go and try
Yeah.
because it's very important. Don't blow past boundaries. Push, push.
Yeah.
It'll keep getting
Yeah.
further and further, keep getting easier and easier. The more you do
Yeah.
anything, the easier it gets. Keep trying.
But also don't forget to take some rest. So like if you've pushed yourself a few days, like if you've been to like a lot of networking for, I don't know, a whole week, every day you've been somewhere, take a break. Like also know your limits. Like don't push yourself too hard because I'm an extrovert actually. That's a very hard thing for me. Sometimes I'm pushing myself way over my limit of
Mhm.
how many people I want to talk to or how many events I want to attend. And I sometimes do not see how horrible and depressed I actually become whenever I leave the places and I just sit at home alone. And when once I realized that, I started to like explore my limits a bit more. This is also very important. And yeah, I wanted to get back to the lucky thing. It's not really the lucky thing. It's because people just go to places and one day they are lucky. So it's not really the luck thing because
It's
like, oh yeah,
statistics. Yeah.
yeah, it's just yeah, statistically, they will get a job or like an interview because they've been to technically more places and they talked to more people than the person B. The person A talked to more
Yeah.
people than the person B. That's it. It's not real luck, it's just
It's
statistics.
just numbers. It's
So
a numbers game.
yeah,
I always say that about applying for jobs. Cast a wide net, and it's just a numbers game, right?
yeah,
If you're applying online, you got to apply to about 100 jobs before you'll get an interview, which is a lot.
yeah,
That's sort of where it's at right now. But meeting and talking with people, much more likely to get
yeah.
that interview. Put yourself out there, right?
Another thing about smaller companies, yeah, on the other side, you don't really have to, if you really want to go to a big company, that's fine. If that's your goal, you can do that. There are also lots of small companies,
Hmm.
local ones, or just startups. Just also think about what would you like to do? Because at some point in my life, I was in the situation when I wanted to switch field and I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. And that's when I found a quite junior position, but in a startup. And I really loved it because I was just changing hats all the time. And that's exactly what I wanted because I could explore everything. And it was a bit hard, but that's how I learned a lot. And I found out what each job is doing. And I kind of knew a little bit better what I wanted to do. But on the other side, yeah, there are also local companies that you can find through Facebook groups, local Facebook groups. They are very active. Don't think that like Facebook is dead. No, it's not. People do post there.
They
People look
do,
for
yeah.
jobs there.
Especially
People
older
find
people.
jobs there. Yeah. And Josh suggested that you can just go on Google Maps and
Yeah.
actually,
Just type in the type of work you want to do. If you want to do like retail or sales or whatever it is, and Google Maps will give you a bunch of locations around you that do that work. And you can just walk and introduce yourself to them, drop off a resume. Tend to be smaller businesses
yep,
often,
yep.
and they're close by.
Mhm.
Employers tend to want to hire people close or closer
And
to
it's,
their places of work, especially nowadays. We've seen a big pushback from remote work. Big, big, big.
yeah. And it's also much better for, I don't know, for me. I don't like to commute a
Mm-mm.
lot to an office. I'm like not an office person at all. I don't really like it. Even though people would assume that I am because I'm an extrovert. No, I don't like office. I don't like that. And it's really nice if you because a lot of local and small businesses do not even post jobs online. They just find their employers through their networking.
Yep. The invisible job
And
market. Yeah.
yeah, and also I wanted to shout out for give a shout out for libraries because I don't know, in the UK,
Oh,
libraries
we
are
gotta
very
just take some time to shout out libraries. Camilla, please. This is the library section where we talk about how awesome libraries are. Camilla, please, I'm sorry I interrupted you, but I really, yes. Let's talk about how awesome
so
libraries are.
So many, first of all, events that we have that you can attend, book club that you can join. There is in our library there is a board where people post some ads about what they do or their businesses or their events. And you can either go to an event, join a club. I don't know, there is yoga or there is Pilates or there is a book club, or it depends on what you are looking for. There are so many, and people actually post. And if you read it and look at it, it might be really useful. I never thought that it is something I would be looking at, but I did, and I really enjoyed it because I found a few things that were really useful for me. So that's a win-win, and it doesn't take long if you, especially if you go to the library. And it's actually a good way to finally get back to reading. I did not, but my daughter loves it. Anyway,
No, again, can't stress how important and how beneficial libraries are. Job searching, otherwise, there's free internet, there's computers you can
hmm
apply, they have
printers
printers if you
usually
need
as
to
well.
print stuff off, maybe for a small fee. You can spend as much time as you want there,
Hmm
right? It's a quiet, safe space. Yeah, support your local library, get a library card. Even if you don't
Yep,
go, hey, everyone, even if you don't go, and I mean, nowadays with like the Libby app and stuff like that, you can get ebooks through your local libraries. Not
yep,
important. Free books, just right onto your phone. Go get a library card because that's often how libraries get funded is based on the number of people who have memberships, quote unquote, have library cards or are registered to their local library. The more people that are registered, the more funding that goes to the library, the more of these sort of classes or resources they could offer to everyone in the community. Everyone benefits. A rising tide brings up all ships. That's not the quote, but that's fine. That's fine.
sure.
Waters go up, boats also go up with the water, and that's good, right? That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, unless
yep.
water go up too high. But I guess if you're on a boat, it doesn't really matter.
If you're
Rising
not
tide
thinking,
raises all
sure,
ships.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, we're
Although,
losing
yeah,
ourselves in the weeds of this
a little
metaphor.
bit. Yeah. So
Thus
that's
concludes the yeah the
the networking kind of section.
well,
So
and also the library
the
um
library shout out.
library shout out. Go to your local
I mean, no,
libraries.
seriously, they're great.
They are great. I want to go to my local
Co
library. Probably not today, but sometime in the future. And I want to go now. I like my little library.
because we have lots of libraries here, and I'm actually very happy about it, and they are pretty great. Yeah. So that's kind of the conclusion of our networking offline section
Yes,
because
yeah.
we covered where you can go and how to make it suck a little bit less. And yeah, I just wanted probably to like add some more, just stress it, not stress, stress is a bit word, is a bad word for our situation. Underline it a little bit more that don't wait to become confident talking to other people.
No, you get confident talking to other people by talking to other people.
Exactly.
Yeah, you just kind of have to do it. I'm so sorry,
Yeah.
everyone. You just kind of have
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah. It's the harsh truth, but it is. So and if you want a job, it's better to go out and talk to people because first of all, you get a real connection with other people. You find new connections. You don't just get an auto reply with no, sorry, not this time. Best
Hmm.
of luck with your job search. Much better to actually talk to a person and just have a little chat, even if it's a no as well, because it's a real face and we're all human. And it's hard to get 100 rejections from your online applications. It's a hard pill to swallow. So I'd rather choose people
Yes.
and yeah, and just statistically, the successful rates are way higher for people who go out and do some networking rather than to those who just do the online applications.
Yeah.
And yeah, probably a little bit of suggestion that if you are in the position where you still have a job and you can start looking for it while you still have one, keep it that way. If your job became unbearable and you have to leave, sure. That's where you just look where you're at. You don't have to lower your expectations or suffer too much, but also like know that there are some limits if it's bearable, stay there, find something new because it's just gonna be easier and less stressful for you. But now I'd like to move on to networking online.
Yes, let's talk a little bit. We talked a little bit about it because you mentioned LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, LinkedIn is kind of a nice place to outreach to. Like, how I used it is, first of all, referral requests, even to
Mhm.
people you don't know. But I'm not a fan of this, to be honest. I mean, referrals do help you get at least to the first stage of the interview, sure. But I'd rather write a message to a CEO or decision makers in the team that's hiring,
Mm.
or that's not hiring, but who you want to work for. So the point is that you can either write to people and companies who have posted the job online that you want to get, or you can just reach out to companies who don't have any job openings, but you want to work for them. It's a great way to get connections. They're not cold. People usually reply, get a better understanding of the job. Sometimes they don't really explain what they want from people, and you don't know why you got a rejection letter. And it's just also a higher successful rate, so higher
Mm-hmm.
success rate, so that
Mm-hmm.
they would just want to talk to you. It might not even be like a formal interview, or they usually do invite you for a formal interview. They like it in a very formal way. But sometimes it's just a chat, and it's also nice. One guy I remember I reached out to one of my clients. He was a CEO of a company, and it was kind of an unusual approach because people don't use that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't outreach to decision makers. And he replied asking, he basically kind of made a little task, also not very usual one. The person needed to record a voice or a video about like why and what she can bring to the company. And he was like, I understand that that's an unusual approach from me as well, but yours was as well. So I hope that's fine. So kind of, I mean, it's a very dynamic situation you are putting yourself into. Much better than just applying to a job online. Another one that we have briefly mentioned is local Facebook groups.
Yep.
And there are some other platforms worth checking, like Indeed. But I want to actually complain a little bit now
Please do.
because I just revivified my account there.
Revivified.
Revivif-
Whoa, what a word to use.
I absolutely love this word.
Revivify. You revivid
And
your account. Cool. Yeah, yeah. On Indeed.
I started to get a lot of spam calls.
Yeah.
I hate it. Don't
Indeed's
like
a
it.
rough place to look for jobs because there's a lot of fake jobs out there.
Yes.
Same
So I mean,
with
be
even
careful
same
about
with
that.
LinkedIn even. There's
Yes.
a
Yes.
lot of fake jobs posted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But another place that I used, and that was okay-ish, is Welcome to the Jungle. They were previously called Otta. They basically have this feature as well that you're getting the connection to decision makers straightforward
Hmm.
if you apply to an application. There are also applications that they just send you to the company's website, but you can also apply through Otta, Welcome to the Jungle, and people will message you there. Sort of like Tinder, but not
Hmm.
in a way for jobs.
Swipe left,
Yeah.
swipe right.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually, yeah. Anyway, my business idea that I've seen a few companies actually trying to do that, and I don't understand why they failed, but well, I just haven't done enough research. But anyway, that kind of is similar process, matching you to jobs that you might be suitable for.
Interested in, yeah.
Yeah. And actually, for the final section of this episode, I just wanted to discuss if anybody should ever lower their expectations.
No, going back to the rat hope situation that we talked about. No, you don't want to lower your expectations. Now, sometimes we have to
Yeah.
because maybe we're in a situation where we need something, right? We need that seed job so that we can pursue our other interests or give us a little bit of that financial cushion that we need in this moment. Bills have to be paid, right? We
Mm-hmm.
need food and houses above our heads. I I want to say, yeah, don't lower your expectations. Shoot for the moon and aim for the stars. Yeah, but that's not everyone's situation and that's not everyone's reality.
Yeah.
So if you've never worked before as well, so here another preface, right? So one, if you're looking for work, you can't find anything, and a job comes up and you don't think it's maybe like not necessarily right for you, but it doesn't meet your qualifications. You think you should be earning more, but you just need something to pay the bills. I would say take it and then keep
Yeah.
looking. The
Yeah.
financial stress is
Yeah.
huge.
Because your
Another,
job, it's not a forever job. Yeah.
yeah,
You can change this job as well. Don't
yeah.
think it's like, don't look for something ideal. It might never come. It might come as well, but you can take some other jobs in the meantime.
One thing I'm also running across though is people have, especially the youth that I'm working with, looking for work, looking for jobs. They have very high expectations of what kind of jobs they will get. Some of them have never worked before, and they're talking about wanting to make six figures. What kind of jobs can I do to make six figures? And I'm like, you have a diploma, you have a 2 year diploma in liberal arts, in like, yeah, or maybe like business, but it's a 2 year diploma with no work experience. No way. And they're like, well, what kind of jobs? I'm like, some tech jobs, but most of them are not going to start at six figures, especially not
No.
nowadays. So be realistic with your
Yeah.
expectations as well, especially if this is your first time job searching or you're looking for your first job. You're not going to land a cushy position, right? You're not going to land a high paying job, or it's very, very unlikely unless you know people.
Yeah.
And again, that's where networking comes in.
Yep.
You have to get the skills, you have to get the experience. If you
Hmm.
have the skills and experience already and you find you're not getting job offers, look at your resume. First off, maybe your resume is not doing you any favors
Yeah.
because again, I remember a friend of mine sent me their resume to look at, and super smart guy, master's degrees, worked in like media and telecommunications for years, worked in multiple countries, was having the hardest time getting a job, and his resume was not good. Absolutely not good. So I went through and I retooled it and I told him what to work on. But it was just like super, like he's done like some crazy cool things. He like worked with a UK astronaut on like an app for a thing. Like it was really cool stuff. And like, why aren't you finding work? Also because the Canadian job market is crap. But so there's that. But yeah, his resume was not helping him. So if you are qualified and you're not getting called in, check your resume.
Get back to
Network.
our episode one
Go to episode
and
one.
use
Check it
this
out.
for your resume.
But yeah, sometimes we just need to take that seed job, and it's a seed
Yeah.
job, right? It's something you plant so that you can grow into something else, or
Yep.
even within the company itself,
Hmm.
right?
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I also wanted to mention like if even if you're a junior or a senior, sometimes people focus on one thing, like the goal that they've
Hmm.
set for themselves, that they don't see the opportunities that arise on the way.
Yeah.
And I haven't realized that for a while actually, because but at some point when I was looking back, some people asked me, "But why didn't you do that? Why didn't you do that?" And I was like, "Oh, I didn't even see it back then. Now I do because I can see the macro picture of like the
Hmm.
situation, and it's much easier to analyze what's been done after it's been done. But now I kind of try to also not shut myself from the opportunities that arise on the way. And sometimes I take the jobs that are not really in my field that I've done, but that seem interesting, or if the
Yes.
product that people are working seem very nice and interesting. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love to
Or
be
the
a
company
part
is a
of,
good company, or it offers
yeah,
additional
yes,
flexibility. Yeah.
yeah.
Things
Or
like
like
that.
if it's good for your schedule right now, like
Mm.
also very important. Don't think of how other people live their life. Try to
Yeah.
find your own balance. If you don't want to do what other people do, that is okay. I mean, you still need to figure out the financial situation, kind of the budgeting, like how much money you need to earn and match it with the salary ideally, or to see if you have some like savings from the previous income that would allow you to get the job that pays less but is more of your kind of dream, but you know that you might get a higher salary back then. Salary negotiation is also actually a big thing,
Yeah, we should talk about
especially
that at
for
some point.
seniors, but as well for juniors too. So like always, yeah, well, maybe we'll cover that. It's kind of different section how to like juggle the question about how much would you
And
like.
that's also going to depend on how much you know about the labor, like what labor market information you have. We should probably talk about labor
Yeah,
market information, how you find labor market
yeah,
information and stuff like that too at some
yeah.
point.
Because yeah, it's important. And I mean, even me being such a huge extrovert, it's a hard thing for me to do. But also I think because it's stereotypically because I'm a girl, I kind of take for granted a lot of things. And I'm like, no, I think that's not the saying I wanted to say. I take,
You can
no, I
be
don't take
taken
for granted.
advantage of because
Yes,
of that.
yes,
Yes, yes,
yes. I'm
yes.
taken advantage of quite in I have been taken advantage of a lot of times. So I've been paid less, I've been used more. And I never actually questioned that. And when I started to question it, that's when I started my way to look for the right balance for me. I actually started to stand up for myself. I started asking questions if I didn't like something. And I think it's a whole big episode. We probably should
Yeah,
do
at some point. Yeah, yeah,
because it's a good thing to know
yeah.
what to
Be
say,
aware. Yeah.
yeah, what to do. But yeah, just generally know your rights.
Mhm.
Read your contract,
Yeah.
know what's written there, know what your employers can employee sorry can do, what you can do, and yeah, just remember that you can stand up for yourself and that you should.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you're definitely worth it. So no, no, don't lower your expectations.
100%. It feels like a good place to
Yeah.
end there, Camilla. Awesome. Thank you all so much for listening, watching, reading, however you are enjoying this medium, this episode. We thank you all so much for your support. If you have any questions about anything and you want to reach out to us, you can always email us at almostrealcj, almostrealcj@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and YouTube at CJ Almost Real.
Yep.
They're different. That's by design. It's not.
Of course.
Yeah,
And
everything,
availability.
everything's by design. So yeah, you can send us a message. You can comment, like,
Share us in
follow,
the
subscribe.
comments what help Share us in the comments what helps you feel more confident when you talk to other people,
Yeah,
if
that's
thing for
tips and
you.
tricks you have. I
Yeah.
need them. Camilla's fine, but I need them. So
I
help
would
me
also
out,
love them.
please.
I'm also sometimes stressed. I was mom. I became a mom. It's like an extremely lonely world when you kind of trying to get out of, even if you're an extreme extrovert like me, I started questioning myself like if the way I talk to people is okay. If I'm talking like And only when I started talking, I figured out that, yeah, I was good. I was
It's
fine.
fine.
I
It's
don't
fine.
embarrass anybody even like
No,
talking to them.
no, no.
So yeah.
Self-consciousness. Yeah,
Yeah.
so give us your tips, tricks for networking, for speaking to people, job searching, anything like that. Or we'd love to hear them, love to read them. Again, thank you all so much for listening. We'll see you again next time when we'll be talking about, let's wrap up job search next time.
Yes,
A
I
little bit more
think
about
we'll,
job searching, and then we'll
yeah.
we'll wrap it all up. We're gonna put a bow on this, and then we'll talk about career planning, career tracks, how it's not a straight line, and all that stuff. That'll be
Oh no. Yeah.
next time. All
Yep.
right. Thank you all so much, and we'll catch you on the flip side. That's a new thing I'm saying. I'm trying it out. Didn't like it. We'll
Nope.
catch you on the flippity flop. Better.
All right. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Oh
Ending
God.
recording.